Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. Today is Monday, October 5th, 2020. It is Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the New York Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays. These two AL East teams are going head-to-head for a best-of-5 series in San Diego, California at Petco Park. With a lot at stake, the Yankees hand ace Garrett Cole the ball for the first game of the set. Blake Snell gets the start for Tampa here in this one. The first of a potential 5-game series will be underway in just moments. It is Garrett Cole versus Blake Snell, Yankees versus Rays, the matchup that could, quite frankly, be the most fun to watch in the entire division series in both the AL and the NL. Two great teams, two absolutely ridiculous lineups, very talented rosters going head to head here. Yankees versus Rays, Game 1, Monday, October 5th, 2020. Here we are. It's Blake Snell versus DJ LeMahieu. That's going to be the first batter of this ball game. Blake Snell in the 2020 postseason is 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA in 5 2/3 innings, striking out 9 with a 0.53 WHIP against the Toronto Blue Jays back in the Wild Card Series. The Rays would sweep Toronto and move on easily. The first pitch to DJ LeMahieu is a called strike, and this one is officially underway. We do have a very nice pitching matchup here. Garrett Cole versus Blake Snell. And LeMahieu will wave and miss here for strike 2. DJ, Judge, and Hicks are all due up here in the top of the first inning. Yankees versus Rays, something very exciting, a matchup I've been waiting to watch for quite some time now. Of course, Tampa demolished the New York Yankees in the regular season. They won 8 of 10 games, and this fastball will miss north of the zone for the first ball of the count. It is 1-2 now. Snell is on the mound, and this is going to be his 5th career postseason start. Up until this point, he's 1-1 with a 0.82 ERA in 4 games, throwing 11 innings, striking out 16, and a .64 WHIP. That's again in his career postseason appearances. LeMahieu will foul this one back, and in this postseason, DJ, the leadoff batter for the New York Yankees, has 10 at-bats, hitting .300 with 2 RBIs, a .364 on base, and a .664 OPS. 3 home runs in postseason career games for LeMahieu with 9 RBIs and a .271 average through 70 at-bats. The 1-2 breaking ball will miss high. The count is even now. So a 2-2. So the count is full to the Yankees leadoff batter. Blake Snell will try it again, and fouled off his leg. DJ LeMahieu still in this count. Very tough at bat to get this one going. 8 pitches, the count is full. No outs, no men on. DJ LeMahieu versus Blake Snell. Already giving the lefty some trouble on the mound. Now, of course, the Yankees swept the Cleveland Indians back in the Wild Card Series. The Rays swept the other AL East team that was represented, the Toronto Blue Jays. Count is full. LeMahieu lines this one back up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. So a 9-pitch at-bat to the Yankees leadoff batter, but he will be aboard with a leadoff single. That brings up the right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge. But first, let's take a look at the 1-9 lineup here for the Yankees this evening. Leading off at second base, now standing on first, is DJ LeMahieu. Aaron Judge will bat second, starting in right field. The switch-hitting Aaron Hicks starts at center, batting third. Luke Voit is the cleanup batter, getting the job done over at first defensively, and Giancarlo Stanton will DH, bat fifth. Gio Urshela at the hot corner will bat sixth. The shortstop, Gleyber Torres, batting seventh. Clint Frazier, the right-handed left fielder, batting eighth, and Kyle Higashioka behind the plate, batting ninth. Here is Aaron Judge. He was 1 for 9 in the American League Wild Card Series, in which he hit 111 with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, a 273 on base, and a 717 OPS. 110 career postseason at-bats, hitting 245 with 9 home runs, 19 ribbies, and 2 stolen bases. The count is going to be 1-1 as the off-speed is down in the dirt. Let's take a look at Blake Snell's pitching arsenal. He has a four-seam fastball, which he heavily relies on, throws just about half of the time. He then goes to a changeup, which he throws about 20% of the time on the mound. His slider, 15%, and his curveball, just at 15% as well. So a 4-pitch mix for the Rays left-handed starter and former Cy Young Award winner. The count is 1-1 to number 99, Aaron Judge. And DJ LeMahieu on first. This one is fouled back. 1-2. So DJ on first after a leadoff single. Aaron Judge up to the plate now. Fall in the count 1-2. And then Aaron Hicks, the switch-hitting center fielder, will be up on deck. Now this is going to be a very fun matchup, as we initially said. The Tampa Bay Rays were the favorites to move on all the way to the World Series in the American League, at least from an early on standpoint here. And we'll see if they can come out and win this series against division rivals. We know there's some bad blood against these two teams. Judge lifts this one into right field, but foul and out of play. Again, we will go back to a 1-2 count. Let's go Yankees. Yes, it is most definitely payback time. The Yankees lost majority of the matchups they saw against the Tampa Bay Rays in the regular season, only winning 2 of 10. This is a best-of-5 series out at Petco Park in San Diego. Game 1 is today. Game 5, if necessary, is Friday, as there are no off days in between any given series in this year's postseason. So the 1-2 to Aaron Judge is down in the dirt, 2-2. Zunino keeps it in front, and LeMahieu will stay over there at first base. I've been doing well. Hope you all have been doing good over wherever you are, watching a lot of postseason baseball. Are the Rays home team for all 5, or are the Yankees home for games 3 and 4? I can check. I believe I know the answer, but I don't want to give false information here, so let me just check the schedule really quick. So yes, the Yankees are scheduled to be home games 3 and 4, which is what I thought initially. Now, this breaking ball is going to get by Mike Zunino. He can't keep this one in front. The count goes to full, and DJ LeMahieu will advance to second on a wild pitch. So yes, the Yankees are the home team for games 3 and 4. They get home field advantage, though it is at San Diego no matter what, because of the postseason bubble. No team gets home field advantage past the wild card series, which we have already advanced from. So now they're all designated locations. The American League Wild Card Series, again, and the National League Wild Card Series all took place at the higher seeds home field. However, now in the Division Series, the AL is at San Diego and Los Angeles for the Dodgers. Now, Aaron Judge will ground this one back to the pitcher, Blake Snell. PFPs. A 1-3 ground out, but DJ LeMahieu will advance to third base. Just 90 feet away is the potential first run of this ballgame. So, as I mentioned, the Astros and the Athletics, the other two teams in the ALDS, are playing out in Los Angeles at Dodgers Stadium. And then I believe in the NL, the games are at Globe Life Fields. And I'm trying to remember, Minute Maid Park of the Houston Astros. So Globe Life Field and Minute Maid in the NL, and then Petco and, Dodger Stadium here in the AL. So DJ LeMahieu on third. Aaron Judge has grounded out with the first out of the ballgame, and now In stands the switch-hitting center fielder Aaron Hicks. He will bat right-handed with the infield in on the grass. Let's take a look at the Rays' defense for Game 1 here. From left to right in the outfield, Arozarena, Kiermaier, and Manny Margot. G-Man Choi will start at first base, Brandon Lau at second, Joey Wendell at third, and Willie Adames at shortstop. Blake Snell on the mound, Mike Zunino the catcher for this battery, and Yandy Diaz the designated hitter. Aaron Hicks is going to sky this one into left center field. Kevin Kiermaier will make the catch, but it is indeed deep enough. That will be a sac fly, and the Yankees are on the board here in the first inning. So a sac fly for Aaron Hicks gets the scoring going early on. The Yankees do have a lead here in the first. Let's go ahead and adjust the scoreboard now. Garrett Cole will come in the bottom of the first with at least a one-run lead as there are 2 outs, no men on for Major League Baseball's home run leader, Luke Voit, batting cleanup starting at first base today for the New York Yankees. He has yet to hit a home run in his postseason career. 7 at-bats here in 2020 postseason, with an average of just north of 420. No home runs, 1 RBI, a .556 on base, and a 1.270 OPS. In his career postseason performance, 24 at-bats, a .292 average with 5 home runs, and an .892 on-base plus slugging. G-Man Choi is the only defender on the right side of the diamond, as all of Joey Wendell, Willie Adames, and Brandon Lau are on the left side of second base. A 1-1 count with 2 outs in the top of the first. The Yankees do own a 1-run lead now. Luke Voit in the box. He's going to ground this one over to third base. Joey Wendell is there to make the throw. In time, over to G-Man Choi. It's going to be a 5-3 putout. However, the Yankees score one run on one hit. No men left on base. We will head to the bottom of the first. Garrett Cole versus the Tampa Bay Rays here in Game 1 of the American League Division Series. Let's take a look at tonight's Tampa Bay Rays starting lineup. Yandy Diaz, the designated hitter, will bat leadoff. The lefty Brandon Lau starts at second base, batting second. Randy Arozarena is the right-handed left fielder, batting third. G-Man Choi, batting cleanup, starting at first base. Manny Margot, the right-handed right fielder, will bat fifth. Joey Wendell, the left-handed third baseman, at the sixth spot, batting third. Willie Adames slided seventh, starting at shortstop. Kevin Kiermaier in center field will bat eighth, and Mike Zunino behind the plate will bat ninth. So something very interesting that you want to take a look at here today with Kevin Cash's lineup. Every other batter rotates right-handed and left-handed. You got Yandy Diaz who bats right, Brandon Lau left, Randy Arozarena right, and that just continues to go all throughout the lineup. Now we know, or some of you might recall, that the Tampa Bay Rays are very good at playing chess. They like to go ahead and platoon players. They're not afraid to bring in bench bats early on so that they have the upper hand in pitching matchups. With Garrett Cole on the mound, that is a right-handed pitcher. So typically they would stack their lineup of all left-handed guys. We do know that the Rays put out a lineup in a regular season game with all lefty batters from 1 to 9. I believe they were the first team in history to ever do that. Kevin Cash is going to go ahead. He's going to test the bullpen. He's going to adjust. If a righty comes in, he will bring in left-handed batters off the bench. And it's going to be chess. It's going to be managerial mind games between Aaron Boone and Kevin Cash. Because at the end of the day, only one team will come out, of course, on top and advance. So we are going to see which team is the better team, which manager outmanages the other. And, of course, both teams are exceptionally good. This is going to be one of the most difficult postseason matchups to watch here in the division series, as both teams are tremendous, both offensively and defensively. Now, the Rays have a better bullpen by far. Guys who can definitely throw heat, but there are some notables for the New York Yankees that can really come in and close things down. Chad Green, Zach Britton, And of course, Aroldis Chapman, just a few. Garrett Cole will start for the New York Yankees here in Game 1. He has pitched in one postseason game to this point in the year, in which he won that game with a 2.57 ERA, 7 innings pitched, and 13 strikeouts. He racked up a .86 whip, and this is start number 12 in the postseason. The first pitch to Yandy Diaz is a called strike, and here we go. Fastball runs up and into Yandy. The count is 1-1. Diaz has 2 at-bats in the 2020 postseason, still looking for his first hit. However, he has scored a run with a 500 on base and a 500 OPS. He grounds this one over to Gleyber Torres, who will make the play cleanly. A throw slightly pulls Luke Voit off the bag, but he gets back in time for the first out. And an eventful out, but this one is underway here in the bottom of the first. A 6-3 ground out. Gleyber Torres kind of double clutches his throw over to first. We'll see if the Rays challenge. He might have been safe. Replay here. No, it looks like he was back on the bag for Luke Voit. I don't know. It's tough to see from the camera angles that we are currently given. I think he did get back to the base in time, and by he, I do mean Luke Voit. And that is indeed the case. The Rays will leave the play alone. So it is 1 out, and the first pitch to the lefty Brandon Lau will be a ball. 11 games in Garrett Cole's postseason career, in which he's pitched 7-4 with a 2.6 ERA and 72 2/3 innings pitched. He's struck out 91 batters and a .87 whip to his name in that time frame. The count is even 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the first to the Rays second baseman, and he will not be able to hold up on the off speed down in the dirt, 1-2. So Garrett Cole throws a 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup. He will resort to that 4-seam fastball more often than not. And then the slider is his second most utilized pitch in his arsenal here. The count goes even as the fastball misses up and away in the zone. So 2-2. Yankees have a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the first. Cole with a nasty off-speed pitch down and in. Brandon Lau fouls it right into the glove of Kyle Higashioka. That is the first strikeout of the ballgame for Garrett Cole, and it's the first strikeout of the ballgame in general. Now, we know how good Garrett Cole has been with Kyle Higashioka behind the plate. Let's take a better look at this battery. So when Higashioka catches Garrett Cole, the Yankees ace has pitched in 34 innings, striking out 47 batters, walking 5, and posting an ERA of 1.32. So I don't have the numbers with Gary Sanchez up right next to me here, but they are most definitely different. And you can easily say that Cole does do much better when Kyle does catch balls and strikes. And as you say balls and strikes here, the count is 2-0 to Randy Arozarena, the right fielder who is batting third here in Game 1. A fastball upstairs, sent out to center field. Aaron Hicks at the wall, and it is gone. A solo home run for Randy Arozarena. And that gets the Rays right back into this thing. To straightaway center field. Aaron Hicks just out in center. And this game is now tied. So it is 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball, belt high, and Arozarena connects, tying this ballgame up on one swing of the bat. That is Randy's first home run in this postseason and in his postseason career. It comes in a big way, ties this one up. G-Man Choi will step in now against Garrett Cole. He'll take a fastball at 98 miles per hour up and in for ball 1. But we do know that G-Man does very well against Garrett Cole, at least in the regular season. Let's take a look more at these splits here. So G-Man Choi faced Garrett Cole in 7 at-bats of 2020. He had 5 hits, which is good for a 7.14 average, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Following up the 2 home runs, he had a pair of extra base hit doubles. So G-Man definitely owns Garrett Cole in the regular season. We'll see how he fares here in his first at-bat against Garrett of the postseason. Count is 1-2. And a fastball belt high yet again. This one will stay in the field. In fact, it won't even get past the infield dirt. Gio Urshela will make the catch. It's a pop out to third to end the inning, but the Rays score 1 run on 1 hit. No man left on base, courtesy of the Randy Arozarena solo home run. This game is tied, and we go to the top of the second. Giancarlo Stanton, Gio Urshela, and Gleyber Torres all due up. So, of course, there is some bad blood between the New York Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays, or at least so we've seen and heard via press conferences with various players. And we all know the Kevin Cash stable of guys who throw 98 out of the bullpen. The Rays do have a very solid set of guys that can come in through the later innings of ball games, and they are well known for their bullpen arms. It's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees do attack those guys who have been very well throughout the entirety of the regular season and postseason to this point. Now, the Yankees' offense was big in question going into the wild card series, but they played a whole lot of runs in Game 1, and they swept in Game 2. The runs or lack of runs does not seem to be a problem. We'll see if that can indeed carry over to the ALDS here, where they do face division rival Tampa Bay Rays. Now, it has been said that the Rays and Yankees are sharing the same hotel, and that guys have given each other looks, and not much more past that point. So it's gonna be fun to see how this does indeed play out. A series that will most likely or definitely has the possibility to go the full 5 games. Both of these teams deserve to move forward. It's just a matter of only one will indeed win. So who will show up to be the better competitor in this best of 5 series? The previously 5 seed Yankees or the number 1 seed Tampa Bay Rays, who are the best in the American League with a 40-20 win-loss record. They ran away with the American League East Division by a few games. And again, they did sweep the 8 seed Toronto Blue Jays. This game is now tied. We're going to go into the top of the second inning here. So again, Giancarlo Stanton, Gio Urshela, and Gleyber Torres are all due up to the plate. Snell threw 20 pitches back in the first, and his first throw of the inning is the fastball that misses upstairs to Giancarlo Stanton, ball 1. Now the Yankees designated hitter, who is batting 5th today, has 7 at-bats here in this postseason, hitting .286 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a .400 on base, and a 1.543 OPS. 41 career postseason at-bats for Stanton, hitting .244 with 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. He's ahead of the count 2-0 here in the top of the second, and the payoff pitch from Blake Snell is going to be a backdoor breaking ball, up and away, ball 3. So that was not a competitive pitch out of the arm of Snell. He missed his spot there. And he falls behind to the Yankees' number 5 guy early on, 3-0 in the count. This is going to be a fastball on the upper edge of the plate, just outside. We go to 3-1 for Stanton. Gio Urshela is due up next. Slotted 6th in the lineup, starting at the hot corner over at third base defensively. Stanton will poke this one just in front of the pitcher's mound. Blake Snell will come up and make the play. So it is a 1-3 groundout here. It's the second time we've seen that from the Yankees offense. That was also noting back to Aaron Judge, the second batter of the ballgame. So 1 up and 1 down for the Rays left-handed starter. That'll bring in Giovanni Urshela, who of course had a huge grand slam in Game 2 against the Cleveland Indians in the American League Wild Card Series. The Yankees would later win that game, sweep the set, and move on to where we are today, facing the Rays. Gio will foul back a 96-mile-per-hour four-seam pitch inside. The count is 0-1. Urshela was 3 for 9 in the Wild Card Series with 1 home run and 5 runs batted in. That's good for a .333 average, of course. Down on the count 0-1. He will take this one for the first ball. The count is now even. So again, looking back at Blake Snell, the pitches in his arsenal, he's got a four-seam fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a curveball. And the curveball he throws 14.6% of the time. The 1-1 in a game tied at 1 run apiece. And a fastball will miss upstairs 2-1. So Snell has consistently hit 96 plus on the radar gun with that four-seam fastball. It's just a matter of whether he's been able to locate it or not. That has been his issue. 28 pitches so far through 1 1/3 innings, allowing 1 earned run. And this is a fastball, also going to miss high. The count is 3-1. So Gio ahead in the count, no one on, 1 out for Gleyber Torres, who will be up next. Urshela at the plate now. The other infielder on the left side of the diamond for the Yankees tonight, Gleyber Torres, is batting behind him. Urshela flies this one out to right field in foul territory is Manny Margot, and he will indeed come up with the catch. So a fly out to right will retire the second batter here in the away half of the second. 30 pitches for Blake Snell. And Gleyber Torres will step in. The Yankee shortstop was finally starting to piece things together towards the end of the regular season at the plate. But here, he has wasted no time in these games that matter most. 7 at-bats, hitting .714 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, no stolen bases, an .800 on base, and a .943 on base plus slugging. He'll take a ball down low in the count at 81 miles per hour, and he's ahead 1-0. The right-handed shortstop is just 23 years old and has done some great things in a Yankees uniform. He is known to step in these big postseason moments, and he can swing the stick well in at-bats just like this. He's ahead 2-0 now. He was 5 for 7 in the last series. Like I mentioned previously, 1 home run and 3 RBIs to his name. He lays off this one, which is a called strike from the home plate umpire. The count's going to be 2-1. Hello to everyone in the stream joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and watch me call this ball game here. Rays versus Yankees out in San Diego. Game 1 of the American League Division Series. We're all tied up at 1 run apiece in the top of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Gleyber Torres. So Torres versus Snell. Now Blake has pitched in 1 game against the New York Yankees in the regular season, which he won. He posted a 3.38 ERA in 8 innings, striking out 8 batters. And a pitch inside, but deemed strike 3 by the home plate umpire. Gleyber Torres is not happy. Got him looking. So called strike 3. That's good for the first strikeout for Blake Snell's evening. No runs, no hits, no man left on base, and no errors. Followed up by no earned runs. We go to the bottom of the second. This game will still be tied at 1. So here we go, changing up on the scoreboard. But the Yankees have announced their Game 2 starter, and that is the rookie, Deivi Garcia. So Garcia will get the nod for the second game of the division series on behalf of the New York Yankees. Now, Tyler Glasnow is expected to start Game 2 tomorrow for Tampa Bay. And Masahiro Tanaka, you would have to assume, gets the Game 3 start. And I'd assume he wears pinstripes, as the Yankees are indeed home games 3 and 4, as we established earlier on in the stream. So Cole to Davey to Tanaka in games 1, 2, and 3. Assuming we go to game 4, J.A. Happ would probably be a starter that the Yankees utilize in that game. And then that fifth and final game, if it is indeed necessary, will probably go to either Garrett Cole or a bullpen game. But in a go big or go home scenario, you would think that the Yankees' white whale and ace Garrett Cole, $324 million man, will indeed get that start. However, we might not even need 5 games here in this one between the Rays and the Yankees. It's game 1 of the American League Division Series right now, October 5th, 2020. And we are well underway going to the bottom of the second. Let's take a look at the other American League Division Series game that took place just a little while ago between the Astros and Athletics. Houston came out swinging the bats. They won by a final score of 10-5. Are they the American League underdogs here in this postseason? They were not expected to beat the Twins, let alone sweep Minnesota. And they are undefeated in the postseason to this point. They won 10-5 against Oakland, who is their divisional rival in the regular season. Game 2 of the Oakland Athletics and Houston Astros series will take place tomorrow, as well as Game 2 of the New York Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays matchup. Garrett Cole will face Manny Margot, the first at-bat at the bottom of the second, and a fastball, clocking in at 97 miles per hour, is called strike 1. Now, the National League Division Series also kicks off tomorrow. Gio Urshela with a beautiful hop over at third base to make quite a great grab over there at third. The throw is in time to record the first out, with Manny Margot going down via a 5-3 ground out in the scorebooks. Garrett Cole gives the nod to Gio Urshela, says, "Whoa!" over there, and flashes his glove over to the Yankees' third baseman. Urshela has not only shown no signs of regression at the plate this year, but has also shown that he's just overall a great player, offensively and defensively, both sides of the baseball. He brings a lot to the table for the New York Yankees, and that has been a strong point made by Giovanni Urshela, not just in 2019, but 2020 as well. Joey Wendell steps in, and the first pitch to him is a strike, so he's behind in the count. 12 career postseason at-bats, hitting 167 with 1 home run and no stolen bases for Wendell. He'll ground out to the left side of the infield as well. Gio Urshela, another great play. 5-3 putout. I mean, he is a walking highlight reel at the moment. A great play back in the 8th inning of Game 2 in the American League Wild Card Series. Following his grand slam, he said it was probably one of the best games he's played in his career. He dives over glove side to retrieve this ball and makes the throw over in time to Luke Voigt for the second out. Gio Urshela is a very good baseball player. The count is 1-0 to Willy Adames, the Rays shortstop, who was batted 7th here in this one. Cole falls behind 2-0 to Willie, who has 23 postseason at-bats, hitting .261 with 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and 1 stolen base in his career. 6 at-bats and a .167 average here in the 2020 postseason. He'll wave and miss at a slider down and away. The count is 2-1. The count is 2-1. The score is 1-1. And Adames went 1 for 6 back in the Wild Card Series. He appeared in both games in which the Rays swept the 8-seed Toronto Blue Jays, and a fastball at 97 will miss inside. The count is 3-1. Garrett Cole has thrown 23 pitches, allowing 1 run on 1 hit. And we'll see what he does here on the 3-1 delivery. Payoff pitch is a slider over the heart of the plate. Torres tries to dive over to his right and cannot make the play, but will keep it in front of him. So it's a single for Willy Adames. And the Rays look to maybe get some 2-out magic here for the bottom of the lineup. Kevin Kiermaier will step in. The left-handed center fielder is batting 8th. It went in and out of Gleyber Torres' glove. Could not quite get a hold of it, as per teammate Gio Urshela has the last 2 outs of this game. So Adames over at first with 2 away, and Kevin Kiermaier up to the plate. First pitch fastball, he swings and sends it out to left field. On the warning track is Clint Frazier, but he camps underneath it to make the play. So a fly out to left will end it. No runs on 1 hit. 1 man left on base for the Tampa Bay Rays offense. We're going to go to the away half of the 3rd. Frazier, Higashioka, LeMahieu, 2 up for the Yankees. This game is still tied at 1 run apiece. Clint Frazier is getting the start today over someone like Brett Gardner, as we have the left-handed Blake Snell in on the mound to start against the Yankees here for Tampa Bay. Frazier is making his postseason debut here in 2020. To this point, he has 1 at-bat in which he is hitting 0-0-0, looking for his first postseason hit of the career still. Maybe he will find it in his first AB of this one. However, in 2020, Frazier had 131 at-bats, hitting .267, with 8 home runs, 26 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases, and a .905 on-base plus slugging. He has showed his worth on this team. He has matured as a player and a person off the field. And I think he made that very clear to Aaron Boone and the New York Yankees. He stepped it up and really did well in the regular season. He's held himself to higher standards, and he seems to be a great New York Yankees, especially a great guy to have, knowing the depth that is occasionally needed with the New York Yankees and their injuries and injury-prone roster. Maybe not necessarily injury-prone, but, you know, a lineup that definitely undergoes a number of injuries and misses guys with significant time, battling some sort of injury here or there. Of course, you look at the lineup today, DJ missed time, Judge missed time, Stanton was hurt for a bit, Luke Voit had that foot thing, but he still hit 22 home runs and led Major League Baseball. And I mean, Hicks has been, you know, kind of back and forth. He hasn't necessarily performed to the extent maybe that the Yankees wanted to have him this year, but he did come off of Tommy John surgery. And because of the extended offseason, he did not miss a single regular season game. I believe he is the first player to ever do so. But that is not necessarily as big of a feat now, as the regular season started July 23rd as opposed to March, the end of March, whatever it would have been. The 2020 Tampa Bay Rays are very good, both offensively and defensively. Their pitching staff is tremendous. Their rotation is very good. Top three of now, it seems like Snell, Glasnow, and Morton, a bullpen that comes in. They can throw heat. They have, I believe the number was like 11 or 12 pitchers who all recorded a save in the Rays bullpen, like different pitchers. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But I do think I recall hearing a number similar to that standpoint. And oh my gosh, Clint Frazier on a 1-0 count absolutely demolishes a fastball up in the zone. His first hit in his postseason career is a solo home run to left field off of Blake Snell. The Yankees take back the lead here in the top of the third inning. Clint Frazier with a no-doubt shot. Got every stitch of it. 96-mile-per-hour fastball, belt high. He gets his barrel up to the ball and absolutely connects with it. He stares it down really quick, kind of does a nice toss of the bat, and the Yankees are on top 2-1 here in the away half of the third. That brings up Kyle Higashioka, who dribbles this one to the left side of the infield and will be retired. The first pitch he sees, Willy Adames with the play. A 6-3 ground out, and now DJ LeMahieu will step in. The Yankees have a 2-1 lead. The last time DJ came up, he singled after, I believe, a 9-pitch at-bat. He would score as he advanced on the infield fielder's choice from Aaron Judge, and then the sac fly off the bat of Aaron Hicks. So LeMahieu, who is indeed 1 for 1, steps in to try to do it again against the southpaw Snell. Changeup up and away for called strike 1. At 90 miles per hour, Blake is nearing 40 pitches. That counts as at 39 at the time being. A fastball up and in. LeMahieu lines it the other way. Bears the ball up well, but Manny Margot is there for the out. It's a line out to right field, 2 men down after the leadoff home run from Clint Frazier. That'll bring up Aaron Judge, who was struggling a little bit here in this postseason. He came into this one 1 for 9. He is now 1 for 10, which is good for a 100 batting average. With 1 home run and 2 RBIs, that was back in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series against the Cleveland Indians. And he will have a count not in his favor as he's down 0-1 to start this at-bat. Off speed outside, the count's even at 1. So Snell, 42 pitches, 2 earned runs so far through 2 2/3 innings. Facing the power bat of Aaron Judge, number 99, and the right fielder for the Yankees today. He'll ground this one over to Ji-Man Choi. There is a slight shift. He's the only infielder on the right side of the diamond, but he'll field it and take it himself. It's a 3 unassisted play. That'll end it for the inning. 1 hit on 1 run, or 1 run on 1 hit rather. That would make more sense. Clint Frazier is the storyline here in the top of the third. A solo home run would be the first and only hit for the away Yankees here in this one. So it is a 2-1 ball game. We go to the bottom of the third, and the Rays are down, but Garrett Cole pitching with the lead. He had a scoreless second inning, even though he gave up that 2-out single to Willy Adames, who would not go any further than first base. The only Rays run was courtesy of a solo shot from Randy Arozarena. Back in the first inning, that hit was also with 2 outs. Garrett Cole would later get out of it as Ji-Man Choi popped out to third baseman Gio Urshela to end the inning. Due up for the Tampa Bay Rays are the 9-1-2 batters, So Mike Zunino, Yandy Diaz, and Brandon Lau. Now Zunino, of course, is coming up for his first at-bat, but both Yandy and Brandon are 0 for 1. Diaz, the designated hitter who's batting leadoff for Tampa Bay, grounded out to shortstop to get this game going back in the home half of the first. And Brandon Lau was the first strikeout victim from Garrett Cole. So bottom of the third, the Yankees lead 2-1, as you can see on the scoreboard here. And we go to the bottom of the third. I hope you guys like the little graphics that we do have on screen. I implemented these at the start of the postseason when I was streaming. And I thought I'd go ahead and get some nice graphics and visuals on here for those of you who necessarily aren't listening to every second of the call, so you guys can kind of tell general, kind of whereabouts we are in the game, inning-wise, and what the score is. So 2-1, the Yankees lead, going to the bottom of the third, ALDS Game 1 here on Monday, October 5th, 2020, an 8:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. So over for the Yankees and Rays right now, it is 5:55 PST. Zunino is a fastball that almost leaves the yard to lead off the inning. However, it gets foul, and we'll try it again. 0-1 count. Fastball will miss upstairs. The count is even now. Zunino is making his postseason debut here in 2020 as he waves and misses. The 1-2. And off speed upstairs 2-2. Zunino, it is his 2020 postseason debut. However, in the wild card series, he had 7 at-bats, hitting .286 with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, a .286 on base, and a 1.000 OPS. 90 up for our fastball at the letters, which he gets his barrel up to and fouls back and out of play. The count is still 2-2. 30 pitches for the Yankees ace through 2 completed innings. Off speed, down in the dirt, Mike Zunino can't lay off. And on the drop third strike, he will indeed be retired with the throw down over to first. So Mike Zunino, strikeout victim number 2 from Garrett Cole. That was Brandon Lau and Zunino, who have both gone down swinging to this point. With Zunino striking out, that's not only the first out of the inning, but that will also bring us to the top of the order. It's going to be Yandy Diaz and Brandon Lau stepping in for their second at-bats of the game, and Diaz will see a strike. Clint Frazier getting the start out in left field today. Of course, it is very early on, but the difference maker at the time being with a 2-1 game, his solo home run the top of the third gave the Yankees lead for the second time here in this one. And it is seemingly the case where the Yankees bats are kind of off to a quick start yet again. This one's going to be down in the dirt 1-2 to the right-handed DH. Garrett Cole with 34 pitches through 2 1/3 innings. Checks the swing. Does he go around? No, he does not, says the first base umpire. So we'll try it again, this time the count being even at 2. If you guys are interested to hear my takes on the American League Division Series, give my predictions and a preview, go ahead and check out my most recent upload on YouTube from earlier today. We talk about each and every Division Series matchup in both the American League and National League. So, of course, That includes the Yankees, Rays, Astros, A's, Braves and Marlins, and Dodgers and Padres. 8 teams go in, only 4 will move on. 2-2 count to Diaz. Fastball chopped over to the left side of the infield. Gleyber Torres fields it and makes the throw over in time. It is a 6-3 putout. That's the second time Yandy Diaz has hit over to that spot in the infield. And for the second time, he will be retired. So 2 outs, no men on. No men have scored here in the bottom of the third, and that brings up Brandon Lowe, who had some very nice very nice regular season numbers to his name back in 2020. I'll give you those exact numbers in just a second here. So Lowe, a left-handed utility player, had 193 at-bats, hitting .269 with 14 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases. 3.62 on base and a .916 OPS. Back in the 2020 regular season, scored 36 runs and acquired 52 hits. He was a big piece of the Rays offense and is going to be at a count even 1-1 here. Make it 2-1 now as Garrett Cole misses the zone. The payoff pitch is a changeup and foul down the first base line, 2-2. So Garrett Cole has given up his only 2 hits with 2 outs retired so far to this point. We'll see if that is the case here again or if he can get out of the inning. 1-2-3. Off speed down in the zone. Lowe checks his swing, and the third base umpire does say he does not go around. The count is full. Three-two, and swing and a miss, got him. Garrett Cole gonna hit 99 on the four-seam fastball, bell time. Beautiful second strikeout of the inning, third of the ball game for the Yankees. Right-handed starter. No hits, no runs, no men left on base. That's the first clean inning, or completely clean inning from Garrett Cole. A 1-2-3, and we are gonna go to the top of the fourth. The Yankees currently lead 2-1. They see if they can maybe go ahead and extend that lead here. For the Yankees lineup, the 3, 4, and 5 batters are all due up. That is Aaron Hicks, Luke Voit, and Giancarlo Stanton. Hicks was responsible for bringing in the first run of this ballgame, a sac fly that played to DJ LeMahieu back in the opening half of the first inning. Luke Voit would ground out, and Stanton would also have a little dribbler back to the mound for a ground out. That's all in their first time around. Blake Snell has allowed 2 earned runs on just 2 hits for the New York Yankees. Against New York Yankees offense. Now we look at Blake Snell. This is start number 5 in his postseason career. Previously, he was 1-1 with a 0.82 ERA in 11 innings, punching out 16 batters and posting a .64 WHIP. Now, he was the first Rays pitcher to allow no hits through 5 innings pitched in a postseason start, and that was back against the Toronto Blue Jays in the Wild Card Series last week. So Snell has obviously had a lot of success, especially in recent years. He came off his Cy Young Award winning season just a few years back. and has been the head of the snake, so to speak, for the Tampa Bay Rays rotation. Snell, Glasnow, and Morton, three very solid arms, and at least one of them could potentially see a Game 2 start. Now, you would only assume, a second start in this postseason, not a Game 2 start. Tyler Glasnow will get the nod. Batter of the inning, and it's a fastball up and in. So Hicks sees a strike, a switch-hitting center fielder who will bat right-handed against the southpaw Snell. He lines this one past the diving Willie Adames at shortstop into left field, and it's a leadoff hit for Aaron Hicks. So the number 3 batter is aboard for Luke Voit, the cleanup batter and first baseman today for the New York Yankees. He led Major League Baseball with 22 home runs in the regular season and is looking for his first postseason home run in his career. So again, Voit will come up with a runner on first and no men out here in the top of the 4th. Got my Yankees cup. And of course, for Game 1, I'm repping my Aaron Judge Yankees shirt. Runner on first, the Yankees lead by 1, no man out for Luke Voit. Ball 1 as the off-speed will miss outside. So 1-0 here to the number 4 batter. In the on-deck circle is Giancarlo Stanton, who's 0 for 1, but slotted 5th as a designated hitter tonight. Voit skies this one foul but out of play, make it a 1-1 count now. Pitches through 3 completed innings. And the Yankees have done fairly well against him. They've plated 2 runs through 3 completed offensive innings. Now, Voit hitting .429 in the postseason with no home runs and 1 RBI. Looking for his big first postseason hit here of 2020. The fastball will miss upstairs, and the count will advance to 2-1 in Luke's favor. So, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays, as we've mentioned, have a very good starting rotation, backed by a strong bullpen. So if Blake Snell doesn't go incredibly far into this game, they do have the arms. However, in a 5-game series, as Blake Snell goes over to first base, not in time to pick off Hicks, in a 5-game series with no days off in between, both Aaron Boone and Kevin Cash are really going to have to manage their arms to the best of their ability, because you can't have a guy go 3 or 4 days in a row out of the bullpen. You can't burn someone, especially for the tail end of the season or series if games 4 and or 5 are necessary. Voit will foul back another pitch here. It's 2-2. And I think that might be one of the scariest aspects of this Yankees roster here in a best-of-5 set in an American League Division Series against a very talented Tampa team, is the fact that their bullpen is not the worst, but is going to be put to the test in an extended series. We have Chad Green pitch every day. Zach Britton will not be able to go 1 inning, in back-to-back-to-back games. So Boone is going to have to kind of go ahead and, for lack of better words, really manage the team and make sure what he's doing is going to be not only successful in the game currently being played, but a day or 2 down the line, because you always have to think ahead, especially in this type of scenario. Cash is going to play chess. He's going to bring in guys off the bench, as we nodded to earlier on in the stream, to benefit his team based off pitching. As Luke Voit goes down on off speed, he waves and misses for strike 3. So if a lefty comes in out of the bullpen, Kevin Cash is going to bring righties off the bench for substitutions. And then vice versa. Like, that's going to happen. Kevin Cash has proven as my mic goes flying over here, but Kevin Cash has proven he's not afraid to go to the bench. You carry extra guys for a reason. He's going to utilize them. So Stanton will step in now and see a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, borderline strike for ball one. Snell has thrown 51 pitches. He's retired one batter here in the fourth. And a leadoff hit to Aaron Hicks has one man on. That one bounced in the dirt. Zunino does a good job keeping it in front. Make it 2-0. Last time Stanton was up, he worked a fairly long at-bat. Hicks on first, one out, top of the fourth. Yankees lead by one. And Snell getting ready for a 2-0 payoff pitch. Scratch that. He checks up on Hicks over at first base, who gets back to first safely. Now, something of note, kind of referencing back to the Yankees bullpen, and maybe not having the depth that Tampa Bay does. If the Yankees are going to win games, you want them to win big by large margins so that you don't necessarily have to use your top-notch bullpen arms. And then the same thing goes. If they're going to lose a game, you're going to want to lose by a few runs and not one or two, because you could potentially be wasting your better bullpen arms for the next day, in which you may need them in a more important scenario. The count has gone 3-0 to Giancarlo Stanton, and a 96-mile-per-hour fastball dotted down and in from Blake Snell, deemed a strike for the home plate umpire. So 3-1, runner on first. Snell and Zunino are in agreement with the pitch and the delivery. Change up low. Stanton thinks it's ball four. Again, a called strike that was not in the zone. Just ever so slightly going to miss south of the strike zone. But in the eyes of the umpire, it is strike two. From 3-0 to a full count now. Snell versus Stanton. Breaking ball down and in, ball four. Aaron Hicks will make it to second. Stanton will draw a walk. 2 men on, 1 out for Giovanni Urshela. Zunino will go up to his pitcher here and call timeout just to kind of get him back on track, have him take a few breaths. It looks like the pitching coach will come out as well, just to kind of make sure Snell's doing all right. 56 pitches. Kyle Snyder is out on the mound with both Snell and Zunino. 56 pitches for the southpaw. And he currently has a team trailing 2-1 in this ball game. Stanton on first, Hicks on second for Gio Urshela, who flew out to right field his first time around back in the second inning. If Urshela gets on base, Gleyber Torres will find an at-bat. This is going to be a good series, very good teams. Yes, for sure. Rays and Yankees, one of the more highly anticipated matchups here in any division series set. Of course, this is one I'm especially looking forward to, not only as a Yankees fan, just because the pure talent and the raw talent on this team is really fun to watch when you have a great lineup for the Yankees. The lineup for Tampa Bay might not necessarily be their strong point, but their pitching is incredible. That alone is enough to win them ball games. And the first pitch of Gio Urshela is deemed a strike, fastball outside, 0-1. So Urshela finds himself down in the count, starting at third base. He's already made some good plays defensively and slotted sixth here in the lineup. He has the opportunity to put the Yankees up by another run or two, maybe even three with a home run here. Now, Petco Park is typically known to be pretty pitcher friendly. The dimensions out in the outfield make it a little more difficult for batters to go ahead and square up and hit home runs. We have seen two solo shots, however, already here in this one. And this one down in the dirt, count is going to be even. Again, Hicks on second, Stanton at first, Urshela at the plate, and Gleyber Torres in the batting circle, due up on deck. The 1-1 is grounded back to Blake Snell. He will look over to second, however, just make the throw to first base. G-Man Choi will make the catch and retire Urshela. So a 1-3 ground out. Hicks advances to third, Stanton to second on the fielder's choice. Now, Snell could have quite possibly had time to turn the double play. However, he just goes the safe route and gets the easy out at first base. So 2 men in scoring position for Gleyber Torres, who struck out looking back in the second, but has had very good postseason success, not only in 2020, but in his career. 60 at-bats in a postseason game. 350 average, 4 home runs, 13 ribbies, and 2 swiped bags. This one's going to get away from Mike Zunino, but Hicks will not advance to home. And Gleyber Torres in this postseason, hitting .714 and 7 at-bats with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 800 on base, and a 1.943 OPS. That was before the strikeout back in the second. So granted, those numbers are going to be a little lower now. But he's ahead in the count. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. The Yankees have plated 2 runs to this point here on the top of the 4th. A big opportunity for the Yankees to maybe break out a little bit and score at least 1 run on a single, maybe 2, as the count advances to 2-0. Stanton at second, Hicks at third, and Gleyber at the plate. Now Clint Frazier is up next. Gleyber Torres will see ball 3. Really not competitive pitches out of the hand of Blake Snell at the moment. 62 pitches through 3 2/3 innings. He is at risk of walking Gleyber to load the bases. The 3-0 payoff pitch. Fastball outside. 4 pitches, 4 balls. It's going to be a walk for Gleyber Torres. So runners on every base for Clint Frazier, who has already had some mild success here in Game 1. His first at-bat of the game, back in the 3rd inning, he had a solo home run, which gave the Yankees the lead. He's stepping into the box right now with a smirk on because he knows he has the potential to really do some damage here and blow the doors open for the New York Yankees. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a 2-1 game. Huge opportunity. You want to get to the Rays, and if you can get to their pitching rotation, now would be a great time to do so. Curveball dropped down and in for called strike 1. We know that Tampa's bullpen is very good. So if the Yankees can maybe get on their pitching staff that they see in the first few innings of the game a little earlier and a little easier, they might set themselves up for some more success. The 0-1 to Frazier. Curveball down in the dirt. Zunino can't find it. but the count will simply advance to 1-1 and Hicks will stay at third. No place to put Frazier right now. Every base is occupied. Gleyber Torres first, Stanton at second, Aaron Hicks at third with 2 away. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Frazier is 1 for 1 with a solo homer. Again, has a very nice chance to blow the doors open. One-one count to the Yankees left fielder, batting 8th here in this game. Change up outside, the count is 2-1. And if you're Frazier, you're sitting back right now. If you can walk in a run, awesome. If not, you're going to go ahead and you're going to want to go ahead and swing the bat. Now, on breaking balls below the zone here in this game, the Yankees have laid off of 9 and chased 2. So, good job by the scouting report and the scouting team for the New York Yankees lineup, telling this team to lay off of pitches down in the zone. Frazier's going to foul this one back. The count is 2-2. Can we see a second Yankees grand slam in just as many postseason games? The left-handed Snell versus the right-handed Frazier. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss, or foul tipped right back into the glove of Mike Zunino. The Yankees strand runners at every base. It's a strikeout swing for Clint Frazier. Missed opportunity right there for New York to jump out even further. However, they are still ahead in the ballgame. No runs on 1 hit. 3 men left on base for the New York Yankees offense. We go to the bottom of the 4th, in which Randy Arozarena, G-Man Choi, and Manny Margot will all have their second at-bats of the game. Now, I'm probably going to go ahead and stream for the first 5 innings or so. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, just depending on the pace of the game and what the score is come that time. So 2-1, the Yankees have a 1-run lead going into the home half of the 4th. Garrett Cole has allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, and that run was a solo shot off the bat of the right-handed left fielder Randy Arozarena, who was leading off the bottom of the 4th here. Cole has done significantly better with Kyle behind the plate. That's why we see Gary Sanchez just completely out of the lineup today, because Stanton is, I would say 10 times out of 10, going to get the start as a designated hitter over Gary. Unless it's a big game or a pinch hit opportunity. Sanchez did struggle a little bit at the plate offensively in the regular season. So here we go. Cole is going to get ready for his 4th inning of work. 3, 4, 5 batters are the men he will face. And the score is 2-1. He's still pitching with the lead, which is huge. Of course, the Yankees want to tag on some more insurance. Missed a big opportunity in the away half of the 4th. But who's to say that they won't get something going back up again in the 5th inning and spark a rally? We've been live for an hour and 15 minutes, give or take, which is awesome. This is our second live coverage game of the 2020 postseason, and I plan to do a whole lot more. We still have a best of 5 between the 4 NLDS teams. We have the Oakland and Astros best of 5 set, in which Houston currently leads 1-0 in the series. We have potentially 4 more games here in this one, and the count's going to be 1-1 to Randy. Randy, the right-handed left fielder, is 1 for 1, of course, with a solo homer. Going into this game, he was hitting 500 through 8 postseason at-bats this year, with 1 RBI, a 556 on base, and a 1.556 OPS. 12 career postseason at-bats, hitting 333, with no home runs and 1 RBI, and 1 stolen base. He's going to ground this one to the right side of the infield. He's aboard with a single to get it going. That's Randy's second hit against Garrett Cole in the ballgame. And Ji-Man Choi will step in now. We mentioned Choi's numbers against Garrett Cole in the regular season. He's very good against him. His first time around, though, Ji-Man Choi did go down via a pop-out to Gio Urshela. Now, Garrett was 0 for 1 on the regular season against the Rays with a 4.96 ERA. But I do believe that was with Gary Sanchez behind the plate. We know that there is a lot more success behind Cole's starts, with Kyle Higashioka being almost his personalized catcher. Not almost, being his personalized catcher. The first pitch to Choi is up and away for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to G-Man, the Rays' left-handed cleanup batter, with Randy Rosarina on first. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we discussed this briefly, but the Rays, every other batter, they are rotating right-handed and left-handed. So we're going to see Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, Randy Rosarina, right, left, right. And then Ji-Man Choi, Manny Margot, Joey Wendell, left, right, left. Willie Adames, Kevin Kiermaier, Mike Zunino, right, left, right. Kevin Cash likes to work the matchups. He's going to play chess and not checkers in these games. He wants to win. He wants to pull his team to the American League Championship Series. He wants them to go as far as possible. And everyone does right now. Ji-Man Choi absolutely pimps one to left center field. His third home run, I believe, against Garrett Cole this year. And he's going to give the Rays a 3-2 lead. So Tampa Bay has a lead for the first time in this set and in this game. Cole has yet to record an out in the bottom of the 4th, but the Yankees will be down by at least 1 run their next time around in the top of the 5th. So you really have to think right now, the Yankees definitely missed out on not scoring in the away half of the 4th. They stranded the bases with runners occupying first, second, and third on 2 outs. But the Yankees are only down 1 right now, and this game is nowhere close to over. Margot is going to line out to right fielder Aaron Judge. That'll be the first out of the inning. That brings up Joey Wendell, who grounded out to third his first time around. He'll take a changeup down and away for called strike 1, 88-mile-per-hour pitch from Garrett Cole. So let's take a look, actually. I do believe that is Ji-Man Choi's third home run off of Garrett Cole, but I'm just going to double check in case. And indeed it is. His third home run, his 5th and 6th RBI, and 7th extra base hit. Choi is now 6 for 8 against Garrett Cole here in 2020. And Wendell will poke this one out to right field for a base hit. The Rays are starting to string something together here. In the bottom of the fourth. It's a best-of-5 series. This is Game 1. It's Monday, October 5th, 2020. Garrett Cole had a 2.57 postseason ERA with the New York Yankees coming into this game. Of course, now that it is up a little bit as he's given up 3 earned runs, 2 home runs here in this one. Willy Adames will take a ball to start his at-bat 1-0. Willie singled back in the second inning, was stranded at first base, and did not come around to score. 97-mile-per-hour fastball, fouled back 1-1. Garrett Cole tries to go ahead and pick off Joey Wendell, but the ball does not get over in time, so he will be back safely. One count, 1 out, 1 man on for the Rays, and Adames will pop this one up, foul, and out of play. Garrett Cole's now thrown 57 pitches here in his first start of the division series. Wendell with a nice lead over at first base. Kyle Higashioka prevents the changer from getting by him. The count is 2-2. So, quick little reminder for tomorrow's starting pitching matchup: Deivi Garcia versus Tyler Glasnow for the Tampa Bay Rays. It's going to be a fun one. Two young pitchers. Tyler Glasnow, experienced and very good. Deivi Garcia is still trying to go ahead and make his mold as a New York Yankee. He debuted earlier on in 2020, as well as the young Clark Schmidt, who is not on the roster for the Yankees here in the ALDS. Good curveball swing and miss, strike 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. So Rosarena led off the inning with a single. Ji-Man Choi followed up with the 2-run home run, gave the Rays the lead for the first time in this ballgame. It is now 3-2. Manny Margot lined out to right. Joey Wendell singled to right. And Willy Adames struck out swinging. With that, Kevin Kiermaier will step in, and he will take a pitch outside for ball 1. So Wendell on first, Kiermaier up with 2 outs. Kevin, 7 at-bats here in this postseason, hitting 143. No homers, no RBIs, no stolen bases, and a 143 on base, 286 OPS. 29 career postseason at-bats, hitting 138 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs. So not bad overall, but he wants to capitalize here. Maybe push, get his team a larger lead, and a changeup deemed a strike by the home plate umpire just outside. Kiermaier kind of shakes it off there, doesn't think it's a strike. Now, the left-handed center fielder is 30 years old. He's the longest tenured Tampa Bay Ray, and debuted back in 2013. He takes a fastball outside, 2-1. Two-one count, 2 outs, and Joey Wendell on first. Rays lead 3-2. Curveball put in play. Over to DJ LeMahieu. who will flip it over to Luke Voigt, and that will end the inning. It's a 4-3 putout. However, the Rays score 2 runs on 3 hits and leave 1 man on base. 2 earned runs for Garrett Cole in that inning as he allows his second homer of the game. Yankees trail 3-2. So guys, that has gotten us through 4 innings here. And I know I said I'd probably stream for 5. However, I think I am going to cut it back and call it a day here. Thank you to everyone who has joined the stream and tuned in at one point or another. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me call this ball game between the New York Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays. Game 1 of a potential 5-game series, a best-of-5 set between the Yankees and the Rays. It is Monday, October 5th, 2020. The Rays lead 3-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. They might have a lead, but this game is far from over. A lot of action still left to be played. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. What games will I do? Well, I don't have a set schedule just yet, but I'm sure at least 1 or 2 more games here in this series. Maybe a division series matchup in the National League. And if I do that, probably between the Dodgers and the Padres. We'll have to see. So keep an eye out. I never have a set schedule, but turn on notifications. That's the best time to know when I'm live or when I upload a video. So with that being said, don't forget to drop a like down below on the stream if you haven't already. Comment, let me know you're here as they're going ahead and editing it. Say hello, say goodbye, whatever you're going to do. And subscribe if you haven't already. Join the team. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. The Yankees trail 2-3 going to the top of the 5th. But let's go New York. I'll see you all next time.